If you guys are just joining us, this is All Fighter, All Bottom Community Game Night Game 3, the last game. It is 1-to-1 community or 2-to-0 community or 0-to-2 community. It doesn't matter how you want to go about it. But on our blue team here, we have Prowling Penguin on Fizz, Shockling on Vladimir, who we had in the first game, Poison Finger on Viceroy Xin Zhao. We have Champion Riven being played by Evader DX, Volibear being played by Failbot Deploy. And what do we have for the purple team, Jesse?
Well, we've got the Crane Man playing Wukong. We've got Darth Scorn playing the Gentleman Cho'Gath. We've got Ryguy 9 Extreme, of course, one of our moderators on our site, playing Pentakill Mordekaiser. Do you remember back when his model was huge with that skin? I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did.
Ginger Dip Z on Aetherwing Kale, the newest legendary skin to be added to the game. And finally, Rice Max on Garen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. They do have a pretty good spread on each team. There's not as much AP onto the red team as there is on the blue team, but they do have the Cho'Gath, who does do a lot of ability power damage. Ginger Dips can be built into that hybrid on Kale, but Kale can be super, super strong if she is left unchecked. So we'll see how her interventions come into this game, and we'll see how these fights really go out. I think that the engagement is going to go out to the blue team. I think that with the Volibear, the Fizz, the Riven, I think that the way their CC works in synergy with each other after the Volibear toss, that their engagement is going to be much stronger. But we'll see if they can
I'll give you that to you in the
combine
early
those.
game, but I think in the late game, the red team will be able to pull ahead with the initiates. I mean, they've got Wukong, who's such a mobile champion, and once, of course, he activates his Cyclone, it becomes an initiation on its own. Then they've got Cho'Gath with the Rupture. Mordekaiser admittedly isn't much of an initiate, but if he can isolate somebody by themselves, he can do a pretty good job of bursting them down. Kale, of course, has that Reckoning, which is a great slow. And Garen, well, he yells Demacia and he causes team fights.
Yeah, he pretty much just boosts his speed, silences and spins, putting as much damage as he can in there. And you can see Shockling actually already building up the stacks from that Tides of Blood and getting ready for a fight right off here. Rice Max playing Garen to the T, sitting in the bush, spinning out there, silencing Failbot Deploy, but he might get counter-engaged here. Failbot not having the stun up. Poison Finger jumping in. Going to be the first blood. Rice Max also going down to the Ignite, even though he flashed. And now it's a 4v4. Ryguy Extreme trying to get out of there. Ginger Dip's getting a little too close as the damage from the range damage actually fell back. Now Cho'Gath getting a good Rupture. The flash is coming out. Deathscorn going to be able to get that kill with the help of Kale. And a triple kill coming out for the Wukong. Oh, an Ignite onto the Wukong. He does run away. Evader trying to get the damage on him, but not enough. A little Kale heal, I think, came out there. And it's going to be a 4-for-1 trade from the red team there. And the Crane Man already starting out with the Wukong with a triple kill.
3 kills for Wukong before the 3-minute mark. That is going to be an ill omen for the blue team. As it stands, he already looks like he's ready to buy that Phage that he had bought the components for. And with an early kill lead like this, I wouldn't be surprised if he turned it into an early Trinity Force as soon as he could. And once that gets turned online, the damage that Wukong is going to be able to put out is going to be ridiculous for this point in time. And I'm not sure if the blue team is going to be ready to deal with that unless they can get very, very tanky very, very quickly.
Yeah, Rice Max just kind of spinning out of there. A good toss on Ryguy Extreme. See if they can keep the CC on him. The knock-up coming from Poison Finger. He does have to flash. Wukong hits level 6. Cyclone's in there. Gets exhaust. Their whole team in a lot of trouble now. Vladimir picking up the kill onto Wukong, but Shockling is going to go down after the troll pool is over, and they're going to get a 2-for-1 trade. They did get the shutdown of Wukong, but that pretty much just let him go back and spend that money he has from 3 kills and 4 assists.
Ooh, he's going to come back strong. Another nice kill by Kale here. Kale's actually up to 3-0-4 right now. It looks like Fizz may be able to take out Ryguy Extreme, but there is that intervention saving Mordekaiser just long enough for Garen to come in there and get that execute down on the Fizz for the kill. He may have overextended a little bit as he does get caught by Volibear, tossed around, done a little bit of damage. We do see that Lightning Claws come online, zapping for damage across. Volibear is still going to chase. Garen coming back in there. I'm not sure why. And it looks like, oh, he may get out of there. Both Ginger Dips and Kale and Ryguy, all 3 of them, very, very low, and they managed to turn and get that kill.
Yeah.
Oh, that was insane.
Failbot Deploy not able to pick who he wants to kill. Poisonfinger kind of fighting with Cho'Gath underneath the turret there. And the Crane Man now going to come in, maybe slow them down. It is neutralized. Here comes Garen. A little bit of extra damage on there, but he needs to probably fall back now that they have the turret. And there, he's going to pop the stealth. But Poisonfinger not having any of it because he is in the turret. And it was a missed ultimate, but they walked back on top of it. And both getting eaten by that shark as Chum the Waters comes up from Prowling Penguin for a double kill.
Every time I see a Fizz kill, well, the shark eats somebody, I always spam in all chat, stay out of the water, as per every Jaws movie ever. I can't help myself.
Yeah, and this one, you don't even have to be in the water, because he can come up from land as long as Fizz is chumming those waters and putting them right under your feet.
Ooh, such a frightening concept. Someone who could throw fish at your feet and cause shark to erupt out of the cement. We do see Kale drop quickly to Fizz, using that evasion nicely to get in and out of turret aggro fairly quickly. Darthscorn is going to drop pretty low, but we do see Rice Max coming in here with that spin, trying to do some damage. A nice shutdown kill onto the Fizz. Darthscorn staying alive with barely any health, and actually initiating onto the Vlad and picking up another kill. Granted, Cho'Gath is a very, very resilient character naturally. His passive is just kind of designed to let him stay in a lane as long as possible. But in an environment where there's not really any creeps to keep feeding off of, he's not going to be as tanky as he normally should. Mordekaiser picking up a quick kill onto Riven during this time.
A great rupture from Darthscorn right there, actually, and already finished the Rod of Ages. Had already come out with the Rod of Ages at almost 5 minutes. Did spend all the gold, just Rod of Ages and boots, and the tankiness and the extra HP that he's getting back from that heal on the Catalyst there is kind of bringing him up just about half health now. Failed up bot deploy, trying to get in for a toss, getting double silenced. He might go down here. He does. And the Ghost coming out to help him out. Rygai Extreme going to get another kill there on the Xin Zhao, who tried to ult everybody back. Ooh, Rice Max, a good intervention. He was very low. The shutdown coming out on the Mordekaiser there, though. And it looks like it's a 4v3. Kale, the Hemoplate coming down. Shockling trying to get enough damage on there, but getting shut down by Garen. Garen, as he screams with a kill as a blade comes down on top of him. Ooh, and unable to get a bite there. A triple kill coming out from Prowling Penguin, cleaning up these fights.
Tons of madness. There goes a Fizz. Oh, and the shark kills her. Awesome. That was a really good trade back and forth. A lot of action. You know what? That Aetherwing Kale, at first I wasn't really sold on it for a legendary skin, but after seeing it in battle, both this game and the last game, coincidentally, I'm starting to warm up to it.
Yeah, you really have to have your sound on to appreciate everything about that skin, because all of her sounds are so much cooler now, because instead of having a normal sword, she's got like a beam of light coming out of a hilt in her hand. And another engagement here. The Cyclone coming out from the Crane Man. He is getting low. Does go down to that W from Volibear, chunking the health, but trading his own life there. And Rice Max a little too close, as Fizz is putting a lot of extra damage out now. Fizz going straight for the Lich Bane, so he does have move speed and the extra damage on attack.
Which, of course, is a huge damage output source for Fizz. Once he gets enough ability power, that poison of his from the Seastone Trident starts to get crazy. And, of course, the ability to just hop around that Playful Trickster is really handy. Get in and out of turret aggro, get in and out of team fights, or just get away from skill shots. Being untargetable for 0.75 seconds is a lot bigger deal than a lot of people think it is. Failbot actually jumping in here for an initiate. We do see Poisonfinger coming in there, that audacious charge, but he's going to drop without anybody the red team going down. Rygai Extreme is very low, and he will get dropped by Shockling. However, Shockling drops to Mordekaiser's ult, giving the ghost of a vampire over. It doesn't matter too much, though, because Rygai Extreme is already dead.
Yeah, he got the ult on him, but died for it. Ooh, a double kill coming out from the Wukong as he closed the gap with his Nimbus Strike and got the easy double kill there. And now Red Team pulling even further ahead. They're all pretty healthy to defend this one here, so they're going to be in a lot of trouble. They don't have any ultimates up except for intervention, but if they stall at this turret, they should be just fine. Failbot Deploy getting shut down every time he wants to go in. Poisonfinger going for the 3-talon strike, knocking them up, ulting them all back, trying to reset, getting a toss into the laser beam. Rice Max getting a little too close to the fountain, and the fountain does more damage than any champion can. Evader trying to get some damage out, flashes away as Kale puts intervention on herself, and there is the Hemoplague. Going to get a triple kill, not a triple kill, but 3 kills out with that Vladimir helping. Fizz actually able to go back and get HP because they do still have the turret. Ryguy dropping there. Then the Ignite off onto Failbot, but the Ignite versus the passive is not enough to secure that kill.
A little bit of volleyball happening there for a few seconds between the knockups and the tosses. It's kind of funny to see his model kind of pop around there. Right now, looking at the kills, we do see that Mordekaiser has 7 kills. Wukong, who took a strong early lead, is still at 6, 5, and 8. Not quite dominating as much as that early little burst might have led him to. But on the opposite team, we do see actually Fizz with 9 kills of his own. That's the most in the game by a healthy lead so far, Mordekaiser being the closest at second. It's kind of interesting that in this fighter category, 2 of the bigger AP characters are the ones doing the most kills right now.
Yeah, an engagement coming out from the Crane Man here. Try to counter that Volibear, and Volibear getting shut down very hard every time he wants to engage. He's getting Feral Screamed, and then Garen stabbing him right in the top of the head, silencing him one more time, and he's not able to get a good toss and engagement off here. They are putting stuff on the tower here. Prowling Pendant jumping in, doing damage. Playful Trickster out. A great knock up there from Cho'Gath with that Rupture, bringing everybody on blue team about half health. But blue team's ready. They do have their ultimates available. Riven going to be the first one to pop it here. He does not get it off. Garen finishing off Fizz with the ult there. And a Failbot deploy trying to get the damage on a Crane Man as he goes stealth. Not able to finish him off. He does ignite him. Vlad's going to get the kill. And now they're going to come out on the head of this in the trades. They're going to get a double kill onto Xin Zhao. And that's a 2 for 5 trade there. As I was saying, right before it started, they had their ultimates ready. The red team wasn't ready with the ultimates to make a 5v5 happen. There was no Chum the Waters come out. Actually, Fizz dropped very quickly to Demacian Justice.
You know, I think that may have been what solidified that team fight for the red team. The fact that they were able to isolate the person who was effectively the most fed on the blue team and take him out so quickly. It left very little damage output for the red team. Granted, Xin Zhao is, I mean, he does have that Vampiric Scepter and that Brutalizer, but he's already invested a decent amount of money into a Warden's Mail, so it can imply that he's trying to go a bit tankier, which makes sense. I mean, with the Audacious Charge, he's looking to put himself in the heart of the enemy team. So without Fizz, they are looking to be a little light on the damage side right now.
Yeah, and Fizz might be going for a Zhonya's. Working really well with that Playful Trickster. Does have a lot of armor on it as well. If the Playful Trickster's down, you're in the middle of the team, just Zhonya's, give you more time for your cooldowns so you can get out of there with your dash as well. But also has a Blasting Wand, so I'm not sure which item he will complete first. He might go for the Death Cap if he does do well. Failbot Deploy getting caught a little bit down bottom here as I lose my mouse and move the camera too much. But being very tanky, Ryguy and Stream in a little bit of trouble here. Vlad laying down the Human Plague across the whole team, pooling underneath them, doing lots of damage here. Shockling coming out with he doesn't get a kill, but he does die to Kayle in the process. Kayle untouched with a triple kill, the quadra kill actually coming out from Kayle as Rice Max spins them down and lets him get that kill.
You know, that sword, at first I thought it was more of like a Star Wars kind of thing, but seeing it in that fight there, it made me think very much Gundam.
Yeah, when she activates that Righteous Fury, it turns into just like a blade of like swirling light, and the sounds from it are really cool. And that time, she kind of went untouched. She didn't have very many kills. She was only 5 and 4 before that started, and didn't do much until that quadra kill right there. And now they're going to both get caught. The flash, the intervention coming out. Ginger Dip's definitely going to go down here. The shutdown. Feral Scream doing a lot of damage along with Ryguy Extreme getting in this fight here. It is a 2 for 2 trade so far. Failbot Deploy might be the next one to fall. Passive not enough to save him. A triple kill from Mordekaiser. Poison Finger definitely going to go down to these two. Ignite going to solidify this kill for the Wukong or the Cho'Gath. And it will be the Wukong getting that double kill. Even though Xin Zhao was able to get a little bit of extra damage from the shutdown, the ace is going to give them this point right here.
Interestingly enough, I'm looking at the builds, and I did see that Kayle opted to go ahead and build a Blackfire Torch. I can see how that passive might be something that would be viable to add here, that percentage of max health damage burn. But right now, we're seeing the Crane Man try and go 3v2 with Darth Scorn. That Cyclone did do a ton of damage. They were able to take Evader, Shockling, and Prowling Penguin down to almost, well, I would say all fairly low, below half health. but it just wasn't enough to pick up any kills. Garen, however, is going to come in here and execute Riven, get her right out of the way. We do see the Hemo Plague drop down. Ginger Dips has made herself invulnerable with that Reckoning. That laser sword just working back and forth, shooting beams of light all over the place. Failbot Deploy has been hit with the Mordekaiser ult, and we're actually, before that goes down, we're seeing RiceMax. Will he be able to take out Shockling? No! Shockling lands the transfusion just before Garen's able to land the Q. Walks out of there with about 100 health, so really good plays there from Shockling. That was quite the duel.
Yeah, and Failbot Deploy not dying to Mordekaiser thanks to his passive and the health relic there. Prowling Penguin getting dropped very low here. Playful Trickster down to 1 bar. The Flash Feast coming out from Deathscorn, getting that kill there. And Ryguy Extreme in a lot of trouble in this 4v2 now. A good Rupture coming up. Not enough. They do get the 1 kill onto Volibear out of there, but lose 2 in the process. Wukong was going to go in, but decided to turn around to the last portion of his stealth. Ginger Dips ulting the Wukong, looks like on accident, probably wanted to ult himself, get that intervention to save his life, but not enough. Poison Finger, the 3v2, might be a lot of trouble. Random Omen's coming down. The Crane Man trying to finish off this kill into Poison Finger, chasing very far, not getting the kill, getting shut down by Xin Zhao's damage. Shockling going to be able to take out Rice Man right here, and that is going to be a great trade for Blue Team, as Riven actually, Evader DX picks up that kill. So now it was actually a 1 for 3 trade at the end of that.
You know, it looks like, at first I didn't think it was going to happen, but it looks like the Blue Team may be able to make a nice comeback here. Mordekaiser is still at 11 kills, Kayle is up to 9 kills, but as a team in general, they seem to be stalling out, at least right now. Darkscorn is actually going to drop to Failbot Deploy. That damage from that ultimate doing so much damage. Ryguy getting dropped very, very low. There is the intervention. There is the Wukong Cyclone. He is going to be able to take out Xin Zhao as Mordekaiser takes out Volibear, and Kayle takes out Vladimir. Prowling Penguin, very, very low health, but manages to stab Mordekaiser on the way down before getting taken out by Kayle. So now it comes to Evader DX, who is down to maybe a quarter health, versus Crane Man and Garen right now. There is the ace. The red team is going to be able to cap the point yet again. I still remain strong in saying that I still feel as if the Blue Team may be able to make a comeback here, though.
Yeah, they need a little bit more tankiness on Fizz, because Fizz is getting dropped too fast, even with that Playful Trickster and the Woolgoot's cap. And they're going to defend this point here. Ginger Dips, though, in a lot of trouble. Going to go down to Shockling's pool. And RiceMax, putting out good damage. Not enough to take out Failbot Deploy. He'll come back with good health after that passive ticks up. RiceMax going to go down here. Blue Team trying to get the kill here. But Deathscorn being fairly tanky and able to lay down the Rupture and stop the caps here as Ryguy Extreme comes to slow him down. Meanwhile, the points are ticking away. Ryguy is going to be exhausted and go down very quickly here to a 5v1. And it was a good delay for the red team simply because they are going to get all those extra points. Blue Team down to 128 points now, less than half of what red team has. And community versus community, community's going down right now.
Community is definitely going down. Community is getting very fed, and if Community doesn't do something about it very soon, then Community is just going to be able to take it right ahead.
Ooh, another Wukong ult coming up, knocking everybody out. But the Fizz ult coming back onto Crane Man. A great intervention there, keeping him alive. He is sitting there in the team, 5v1. He finally goes down, but this is going to be a big cleanup for red team. 3 people down on blue, already down. Kayle coming out, does get the slow onto Evader. The silence. A good stun there, but not enough as RiceMax spins across for the kill. And he zones Poison Finger while they cap this point. And there's probably going to be one more team fight here, but if blue doesn't come out handily, they're going to be losing this game.
Absolutely. They have a potentially chance to, like you said, they could take it right now. They could recap this point. They could potentially push back, cap the red team's point. But if it's not done properly, I don't know that they'll have the time to get another chance. Prowling Penguin does actually manage to die, unfortunately, and give a ghost up over to Mordekaiser. Kayle is going to take out Vladimir. Ginger Dip's going very, very low. That ultimate was there, but it's not going to be enough to survive. Vader DX getting back into the fountain range, using the laser, actually, to help out a little bit in that team fight. A double kill for Xin Zhao as he takes out RiceMax. Right now going 1-1 with Crane Man. Crane Man should be able to get an easy kill here. But Xin actually jumping in to get a kill on Cho'Gath and using that Audacious Charge as a gap closer to get away from the Crane Man. So great play there, and actually turning to get a quadra kill. My goodness, I expected him dead 2 kills ago. So good plays from Poison Finger here.
Yeah, Poison Finger using that charge to jump onto the Cho'Gath, who is focusing somebody else, distance himself from the Wukong, and wait for his team to give the additional support he needed to pull out a quadra kill almost out of nowhere. I think he was down to just below 2 bars of health right there, and came back with a double kill. But once again, red team, very strong. Ginger Dips untouched. They're not really able to close the gap on the Ginger Dips, and that damage coming out is immense. Fizz not even trying to get in. He has Wooglets up, but he's not trying to get in there and do anything. They just want to defend this point and force them at a disadvantage. It is a 4v5 right now, so they need their Volibear to come back up.
Well, right now, Volibear is their main front line. Obviously, Riven can do a great job of being tanky, and Shockling kind of can accidentally, but without Volibear there to take a ton of hits, this is what happens. We see big damage come out of Wukong, we see big damage come out of Mordekaiser, and it's in such an AoE radius that unfortunately they just have no chance but to sit there and get picked off one by one unless Voli's there to take all the hits. As it is, the point has been capped. The blue team is slowly losing their health. They're down to about 55 health as I say this now, 53, 52, 51. Ginger Dips chasing Voli up to the point. Deathscorn actually flashing out of the laser, I guess just trying to prove how much laser damage he can take. Poison Finger jumping in there, punishing him for his arrogance, if nothing else. Poison Finger actually getting ulted by the Mordekaiser, but Mordekaiser did fall to Volibear, so even if he dies, he will not come back as a ghost, which is good news. And he takes another very, very low health kill on Wukong, and he goes for another kill onto Garen. Unfortunately, does fall to the spin to win, but Garen did at least drop down to Fizz.
Yeah, and they are going to pick up the ace here. It looks like they got really cocky jumping into the fountain there. Probably didn't want to end the game quite yet, letting blue team get a little bit of a foothold back at their own tower and push towards red team's turret. Failbot deploy getting pinged back by his own team, and them saying, I don't want you to die under the turret, 3v1. Let's get a real fight and get in there and make something happen. Failbot deploy not going for the toss onto Ryguy, which definitely should have. A good Chum the Waters coming out as well. But they're not following up on these opportunities they have. Prowling Penguin jumping onto Ryguy, in a lot of trouble now. Will pop the Wooglets, but it's just going to delay the inevitable. Wukong pick up that kill. Rice Max in a little bit of trouble, but the Crane Man coming in with a Cyclone, knocking everybody up, getting a lot of damage down. Rice Max spinning back in. He will go down, but takes Volibear with him. And now the cleanup crew trying to make it happen. Not enough. Poison Finger very strong after picking up that quadra kill. Trying to close the gap. There's a quadra for Shockling. See if he can pick up the pentakill. Ginger Dip's in a lot of trouble. And the Poison Finger not wanting to take the penta from him. Comes back in, gets shut down by the Kale. And the Kale going to pick up a double kill. Instead of Poison Finger helping out and enabling that pentakill, we instead see Ginger Dips coming out with a double kill.
That is a shame. That is the second time Shockling has been seconds away from a pentakill today and just not been able to close it. We do see Rice Max jumping right into Prowling Penguin there, doing tons of damage. Kale jumping in there for the kill. Laser Swords for the win, I guess we could say. Riven trying to finish off that execute, and she actually gets there, not from the ult, but from the last tick of damage on that Ignite. So good play there from Riven, managing to get a kill that she would have otherwise missed. Failbot deploy is being chased back. He does have a Mordekaiser, Wukong, and a Garen on his tail with a Cho'Gath for additional support. Of course, that would mostly be in the form of Ruptures right there. And Feral Screams. Cho'Gath basically making himself into an AP crowd control machine to support his team, and so far it's working well. He does have 27 assists, which is the second most on his team, following only to Kale, who of course is getting tons of assists from the splash damage.
Yeah, he's actually doing really good. A big team fight coming out here. Everybody laying it all on the line. This might be the last team fight. The Wooglets coming out from two separate people there, but delaying their kill. A double kill coming out for Shockling. Deathscorn going to go down, and that is going to be a win in the fight for Shockling. And Poison Finger still alive. They're going straight for the tower, but they do have Kale, who is now up with an almost full build and going to put extra damage here. The invulnerability coming up during the knockup, and now trying to chase down and capitalize on a couple kills here. Poison Finger going back in to save Shockling. The Randuin's going down. Ginger Dip's not turning on Poison Finger. Now the knockup with the 3-talon strike. Going to be able to CC them long enough with the toss. And Kale dying without picking up a kill that time, instead of picking up 2 kills like the last engagement. Now it's going to be Riven, Volibear versus 3 members of Red Team. Failbot deploy going low. The HP coming back, though, from the passive being huge right now. almost back up to full health from death, and they're going to come up with a double kill onto Riven. Rygai Extreme going down. Death Scorn might be the next one to fall, trying to defend this turret with his Ruptures and his Feral Screams, but not going to be enough. And shockingly, Blue might be able to take this turret right now.
I wonder if the red team is regretting throwing themselves into the fountain a few minutes ago. It seems like the fight may not be as easy as they were bargaining for, as right now Poison Finger comes in and takes out Cho'Gath. Ginger Dips is left defending this turret. Crane Man does jump in and help take out that kill on Xin Zhao. But the point is still the blue team's point right now. So, of course, while Ginger Dips chases away Failbot Deploy, the rest of them will recap that point. But they did go from having a 300-point lead to a 250-point lead. Which doesn't seem like it's that big of a difference, but 50 points is 50 points. If they can keep regaining a 50-point, foothold, they may be able to turn it around. But of course, as I say this, a large team fight breaks out, and we do see a 3-for-1 trade in favor of the red team. The blue team is looking to defend. We do see the Hemoplague come out. We do see lots of spinning, lots of winning. Shockling does activate that Wu Glitch, try and delay his death, but unfortunately, there is the ace. Mordekaiser picking it up. That will be the cap right there, and I don't know if they'll be able to come back from this.
They do have 3 healthy members coming up, but it is still a 4v4 because of that Ghost, and they're engaging straight on top of them, dropping 2 people almost instantly. Failbot kind of doing a 1-for-4 thing as Wukong dances in the background, and not enough. It still was a 5v5 because of that Ghost, and they could not finish it off. Xin Zhao picking up the kill there, and now they're just trying to zone them as the last points tick down, and that's going to be a win for Red Team, and a pretty exciting game we've seen here.
Absolutely. 26 minutes of chaos, carnage, and I'd say Twisted Metal, but this was League of Legends. It was better.
Yeah, I agree. And some really great games coming out, and some plays that we've seen. We did get to see a pentakill and multiple quadra kills. I lost track of how many quadra kills we saw, but there have been quadra kills in every game so far tonight.